Hello student, myself Digan Sakhiwala, I am your science sir. Today we will continue chapter number 15, improvement in food resources. Dear student, last time we learned about the manure, fertilizer, poultry farming. Okay, today we are going to learn about the fish production, marine fisheries, inland fisheries. So we will start. Fish is the cheap source of animal protein for our food. Okay, so it is a cheap source of animal protein for our food, easily available. Okay, so generally protein is very helpful in our body, very useful in our body. Okay, protein is nothing but it is a long chain of amino acid. Fish production includes the fin, true fish as well as shellfish such as the prawns and the mollusk. So what is the meaning of the fin, true fish, which has a backbone as well as they have gill for the respiration. Shellfish, in that they have the shell, such as they are produced from the shell, such as prawns and the mollusk. There are two ways of obtaining the fish. One is from the natural resources, which is called the capture fishing. The other way is by fish farming, which is called the culture fishery. So there are two type of fishing are there. One is called capture fishing and it is from what? Natural resources. And the other way is by fish farming, which is called the culture fishery. The water sources of the fish can be either seawater or fresh water, such as in the river and the ponds. Okay, so water source of the fish can be either seawater or we can say that fresh water, or it is possible that river and the pond. Fishing can thus be done both by capture and culture of fish in the marine and the freshwater ecosystem. Okay, so we can do the fishing can be done by the capture and culture of the fish in the marine water also, as well as in the freshwater ecosystem also. Marine fisheries. In India's marine fishery resources include 7,500 km of coastline and the deep seas beyond it. Okay, so that is we know that India's marine fishery resources include 7,500 km of coastline. Okay, so it is so much large and deep sea beyond the it. So many fish are available. Popular marine fish variety include the pomfret. Okay, pomfret, mackerel, tuna, sardines and the Bombay duck. Okay, so these are some varieties are there, like pomfret, mackerel, tuna, sardines and the Bombay duck. Marine fish are caught using the kind of fishing nets from fishing boat. Yield are increased by the locating the large school of fish in the open sea using the satellites and the echo sounder. So we can find where the fish are available in the large amount, that we can find by the satellites or echo sounders are there. Echo sounder means we pass the sound waves. Okay, and sound wave they are incident on the fish and then it again go on the receivers. From that we can find how many fish are present. So marine fish are caught using the kind of fishing nets are there. Usually these nets are made up of nylon from fishing boats. Yields are increased by the locating the large school of fish in the open sea using the satellite and echo sounders. Some marine fish of the high economic value are also farmed in the sea waters. These include the finned fish like the mullets, bhekti, pearl spot, shellfish such as the prawn, mussels and oyster as well as the seaweed. Okay, so some marine fish of the high economic value are also found in the seawater. Some marine fish of the high economic value are also farmed in the seawater. These include the finned fishes like what? Mullets, bhekti, pearl spot, shellfish such as the prawns, mussels and oyster as well as what? Seaweed. Oyster are also cultivated for the pearls. Okay, remember that oyster are also cultivated for the pearls they make. As marine fish stock get further depleted, the demand for the more fish only be made by the such a culture fisheries, a practical called the mariculture. Okay, so if there is so much demand of the fish are there, okay, then it can be fulfilled by the mariculture. Okay, oyster are also cultivated for the pearls they can make. As marine fish stock get further depleted, the demand of the more fish only be made by the such a culture fisheries, practice called the mariculture. Okay, so we know that the other way is by fish farming, which is called the culture fishery. Okay, Inland fisheries. Freshwater resources include the canals, ponds, reservoirs, and river brackish water resources where the seawater and fresh water mixed together, such as the estuaries and lagoons, are also important fish reservoirs. So some fish reservoirs are there in the inland fisheries. Freshwater resources include the canals are there, ponds are there, reservoirs and rivers are there. Brackish water resources where the seawater and fresh water mix together, such as the estuaries are there, that is the opening of the river when it meet to the sea, and lagoons are there, that part is separated from the sea, which contain salty water, are also important fish reservoirs. While capture fishing is also done in such a inland water bodies, the yield is not high. Okay, so here we can see that yield of the fish is not high in the inland water bodies. Okay, while capture the fishing is also done in the such a inland water bodies, the yield is not high. Most fish production from these resources is through the aquaculture. Fish culture is sometimes done in the combination with the rice crop, so that the fish are grown in the water in the paddy field. So sometimes fish is developed in the paddy field with the rice crop. Okay, most fish production from these resources is through the aquaculture. Okay, they are developed in the water, so they are called the aquaculture. Fish culture is sometimes done in the combination with the rice crop. Okay, so that the fish are grown in the water in the paddy field. More intensive fish farming can be done in the composite fish culture system. More intensive fish farming can be done in the composite fish culture system. Both local and imported fish species are used in such system. In such a system, a combination of 5 or 6 fish species is used in a single fish pond. So we can take in such a system combination of 5 or 6 fish species is used in the single fish pond. These species are selected so that they do not compete for the food among them, having the different type of food habit. So 5 to 6 fish species are there, they are in the one pond. Okay, they are not compete for the food, because what happened, their habit of food is what different. As a result, the food available in all the parts of the pond is used. As catlas are surface feeder, rohus feed in the middle zone of the pond. Remember this thing can come in the exam. Catlas are surface feeder, they are available on the surface. Rohu feed in the middle zone of the pond. Mrigals and common carps are bottom feeders, and grass carp feed on the weeds. Okay, mrigals and common carps are the bottom feeders. Okay, they are available at the bottom, and grass carps feed on the weeds. Together these species can use all the food in the pond without competing with each other. This increase the fish yield from the pond. So some are available on the surface, okay, as well as some are available at the bottom of the water, or some are available at the center of the water. As well as their food habits are different, so there is no competition for the food. So yield of the fish is what increases. One problem with such a composite fish culture is that many of these fish breed only during the monsoon. So they are breeding during the monsoon only. Okay, so we have to wait for the season. Okay, monsoon season, then and then we get the more amount of fish possible. Even if fish seed is collected from the wild, it can be mixed with that of other species as well. So a major problem in the fish farming is the lack of availability of good quality of seed. Now young fish is that is called the seed. Okay, so one problem with such a composite fish culture is that many of these fish breed only during the monsoon season. Even if fish seed is collected from the wild, means the young fish after young fish are there from the wild, it can be mixed with that of the other species as well. So a major problem in fish farming is the lack of availability of good quality of seed. Here good quality of seed is very important. To overcome this problem, ways have now been worked out to breed these fish in the pond using the hormonal stimulation. So by the hormonal stimulation, by giving some hormone to the fish, we can increase the ovulation. So the population or the quantity of the fish is what increases by the what hormonal stimulation. This has ensured the supply of pure fish seed in desired qualities. Okay, and because of that reason, because of the hormonal stimulation, This has ensured the supply of pure fish seed in the desired qualities. So dear student, today we learn about the fish production, marine fisheries, inland fisheries, okay, as well as we learn about the hormonal stimulation. So this is all about the today's portion. If you like my video, then like and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.